Hi there and welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here, and in this video we are talking about decimal multipliers and how to increase something by a percentage using decimal multipliers. So previously on Hegarty Maths, in the last video, we talked about what decimal to multiply by to increase something by percentages and to decrease something by percentages. And do you remember what we said? Well, let's just take this example. To increase something by 7%, we said, well, you always start with 100%. If you increase something by 7%, at the end of that increase, you will have 107%. So the equivalent question to increase an amount by 7% would be to work out 107% of an amount. And we said the decimal for 107% is 1.07. And this here is called the decimal multiplier. And we can use a decimal multiplier to work out our percentage increase and decrease, and we're going to use that many times in the forthcoming videos. So, how would you increase something by 7%? Well, that's like working out 107%, so you'd multiply by 1.07. What about 27%? That would be like having 127% in the end, so you would multiply by 1.27. What about 27.9? You would multiply by 1.279. What about 50%? You would multiply by 1.50 or 1.5. Now, to decrease by 7%, that would be at the start you would have 100%. You are subtracting 7%, so you're left with 93% at the end. And 93% as a decimal multiplier or as a decimal is 0.93. So, if someone asks you to decrease something by 7%, it's like working out 93% of it. You do 100, subtract that number. So to work it out, you would multiply the amount by 0.93, that decimal multiplier. To decrease by 27, 100 subtract 27 is equal to 73%. So you would multiply by 0.73. And what about 27.9? Well, 100 take away 27 is 73. Take away another 0.9 would be 72.1. So you would multiply by 0.721. And lastly, decrease by 50%. 100 subtract 50% is 50%, which as a decimal is 0.50. So it's crucial, if you're in an increase question, you're thinking 100 plus the percentage number, and then you're trying to think what decimal multiplier will do that calculation for me. Okay, let's try then and do some questions where we identify what decimal multiplier you need to use for various percentage increases or decreases. So, try the following question, pause the video, have a go. Now, we're trying to do a 12% increase. So remember, you start off with 100%. If you add on 12%, you will get yourself 112%. And the decimal multiplier for that, to work out 112% of something, you would multiply by 1.12. 25% increase, at the end you're going to have 125%, aren't you? And the decimal multiplier for that would be 1.25. A 5% increase, 100% plus 5% would be 105% at the end, so therefore you multiply by 1.05. A 5.2%, well 100% plus 5.2% is 105.2%. And as a decimal multiplier, dividing by 100, that would be 1.052. And a 100% increase, let's write this one out in case this messes with our head. You start off with 100%, you add another 100% on, you end up with 200%. So a decimal of 200%, well, you take that and divide by 100, you just multiply by 2. You double it. A 100% increase is like doubling something, isn't it? Let's try another set, this time with decreases. Pause the video and have a go at identifying what decimal multiplier you should use. Okay, a 12% decrease. You start with 100%, you subtract 12%, you are left with 88%, and as a decimal, you would multiply by 0.88. 25% decrease. You have 100%, you subtract 25%, you are left with 75%. So to decrease something by 25%, you would multiply by the decimal multiplier 0.75. 5% decrease, 100 subtract 5 would leave you with 95%. so you would multiply by 0.95. 5.2%, well 100 subtract 5.2. Just think about it carefully. I would do 100 subtract 5 is 95. Take away another 0.2 must be 94.8%. So you would multiply by 0.948. And the last one, 100% decrease. Well, if you had 100% at the start and you decrease something by 100%, you're left with nothing, no percent at the end. So it's just multiply something by 0. Okay? Okay, why don't we actually try now, and we're going to link to what we're doing in the next video, but why not start now? Why don't we try and use those decimal multipliers to actually work out a percentage increase or decrease? So, a shirt costs £82.95. Calculate its new price after a 12% discount. Remember 12% discount? Discount means reduction. You start with 100, you subtract 12, you're left with 88%. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the original cost of the shirt, £82.95, and you're going to multiply it by 0.88. Later out and work this out. So what we're doing is we're going to do 82.95 multiplied by 0.88, and we get the following answer. Press the SD button and we're going to write down the full answer. So we're going to say we get ourselves 72.996. Obviously, because it's to do with money, we've got to round that to 2 decimal places. That 6 makes that round up to 10, and basically this will therefore round to pounds. £73 and 0 pence. If we round up 99, we'll go to the next pound. Okay, the next one, a 12% rise. So we've got ourselves 100%. We rise, so we increase by 12%, so that will be 112%. The decimal multiplier we'll use is 1.12. So we're going to do 82.95 multiplied by 1.12 and see what we get. So 82.95 multiplied by 1.12, and I get myself the following, 92.904. So I get myself 92.904, which when I round it will round to £92.90. Now a 2% discount, that means go down. 100% subtract 2% is going to equal 98%. So our decimal multiplier is going to be 0.98. So we're going to take the 82.95 and we're going to multiply by 0.98, and we're going to get whatever answer we get. So let's go 0.98 and we get 81.291. So this is 81.291, which when we round we're going to get ourselves £81.29. Now a 2.5% price rise, so that means we have 100 and we're going to add on 2.5%, so we're going to get ourselves 102.5% at the end, and the decimal multiplier for that is 1.025. So we're going to do 82.95 multiplied by 1.025. Tap that in the calculator, see what we get. And we get ourselves the following, 85.02375, which when we round to 2dp we're going to get ourselves £85.02. And the last one here, a 22.5% discount. Okay, 22.5. So think about this, you've got 100% and you're going to subtract off 22.5%. Now think about it, 100 take away 20 is 80, therefore 100 take away 22 is 78, therefore 100 take away 22.5 must be 77.5%. So we're going to take 100 and we're going to take 82.95 and we're going to multiply it by 0.775. Calculator out. And we get ourselves the following answer, 64.28625, which when we round it we're going to get ourselves £64.29. So that's pretty cool now. Now that we know how to work out decimal multipliers, we can solve these problems of percentage increase or decrease just by using our decimals nice and simple and in one simple calculation. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.